where we start to divide, right? Young bucks start mentioning shit like dating apps. We like, nigga, that ain't approaching, right? And then we go, nigga, this you broke. You know how all the common things. And now we're not doing that tonight. But do you see why we be like that ain't approaching?
I do, because it's a different social dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It's different for somebody to leave you on read on a date now. They just don't reply, right? That is a form of rejection, but
Yeah.
it's not as to the soul as it is face to face with a woman you actually wanted to talk to. And then she turn around and however she rejects you, whether it's politely, not polite, whether she laugh or whatever her response is, if it's negative towards that, that hit different in your face. So
So
being
be,
from being around men, right? Because I'm a Gen Xer for anybody that didn't know. I just had my birthday, Gemini's up. So I just turned 46. So I'm a Gen Xer, right? But I watched men, I brothers, you know what I'm saying? I was the homie in school. So I was a tomboy, so I was around boys and men all the time. And just watching them have to build the social skill that it takes. And really the courage to talk to a woman or a girl and know that probably there was a high percentage that she was going to not say yes or whatever, at least initially. And then you got to go back to your boys and they going to clown you. You can get a number. Da, 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 I bet you I can get, that type of thing or whatever. It's different on a dating app. Now we have to accept that that's what it is now, though, on the other hand. So it's a different social dynamic, but we also have to accept what it is. So we can't tell the younger generation of men that they can't use a dating app or that that's lame. I personally think they should do both, a mixture of both. If you want to be on a dating app, be on a dating app, but also don't allow the internet and the social media aspect to deter you from actually doing it in real life, because it's a different social skill. It's soft skills that
Yeah.
you don't get online that you have to get in real time.
So
yeah, and I agree with that. Like for the most part, like I still think that people should still go outside and go to social events and still socialize, right? That's a part of the human experience, just in general, right? But at the same time, is so when I hear him say that's not approaching, it's like so you don't consider that approaching because it's much more easier and you get a lot less backlash if something doesn't work out, or that's why I'm still kind of confused on
um
because the thing is with dating apps, it's like it kind of takes out the filler. You kind of just jump straight to it without all the extra stuff.
yeah. I I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like we can't we can't just cast it aside, But because it's such an easy path of resistance, right? Like when Crimson was saying it, I understand it, but I wanted to ask her a follow up, and but your question kind of leads into it. People often, Crimson, my thought is people take the least path of resistance most often. So what I fear is they'll err on the side of dating app and negate having to go outside to an extent from what I see. So when I DJ at the club, like there's not a lot of dancing. Though when I DJ at the older clubs, they be dancing like the old cats still be approaching and etc. The younger cat, they just look fly. They don't do nothing with the flyness. You
Yeah, 'cause no
know?
one wants to be embarrassed, like
Mm.
not knowing how to dance and shit. But like, you still.
Well,
So the
hold
thing
on,
that,
Black Dawn. But you see what I'm saying, Crimson?
yeah,
Right? So they just instantly just go dating that because of that.
Because like you said, it's the path of least resistance. It hit different in real time
Yeah.
to talk to a woman, but you still gonna have to talk to her anyway.
yeah, you still gonna have to talk
If
with her.
you meet
Yeah,
her online and then you get in front of her, you're still going to have to talk to her and interact. And it's interesting because this is actually coming from y'all are speaking from the male point of view, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but I just y'all can't the young guys, please, I'm begging y'all, don't neglect the real time. I saw a woman out when I was out and I liked her and I walked up to her or created a situation where it wouldn't be, you know, looking crazy for me to talk to her or whatever. Like, don't deny that, because it's a different social set. It allows you to understand how women react in real time to stuff. Because online she can do whatever. She got time to think too about how she gonna respond, just like you do. But on the spot is different, because the part that's not talked about as much is that women are suffering from the social awkwardness too. It's a lot of socially awkward young women.
So
They don't know how to be talked to.
That's the hold on, Crimson. Hold on, Crimson. We gonna get there. I just want to get the because we do a lot of talking to men, you know what I mean? But that's the part. And then Crimson, what's your sign? Gemini? Can y'all read minds or something? Is that what that comes with that? Okay. I don't know nothing about that shit. You know what I mean? Love, you had a question. I kind of want to get Sway in a little bit, but also, do you remember your question?
Of course I do. And it was revolving around what we just literally just talked about. Because as I said before, path least resistance, and they find it easier. We gotta talk about it. I don't want to regurgitate it or rehash it.
Okay, so we already got to the question. Okay.
I was gonna ask it, but you did it already. So
we got it? Okay, perfect. Sway, is it easy?
Is it easy to cold approach?
I would say that's what we're talking about. I would say, yeah, that's probably the question.
No, it's not easy.
But Cheek said it was easy.
Well, Cheeky's not cold approaching. He's just being himself.
What does that mean? Like talking to people?
He's just himself. And fortunately enough, women like himself. He doesn't have to do anything or be anything or try to game or just even show any intentions. He's just himself, and they vibe with him, they like with him, and over time, then they get to be where it is. He's not the type of dude a one night stand. You know, Cheeky a virgin, right? I mean, it's just that. Like he not on the same intentions. Like if you're gonna ask him specifically, then you know what I mean. Then it's just not going to be the same.
Don't do that. Hey, sorry, my bad. Sway. Ham, don't do that. All right.
I didn't say nothing to you. I didn't even look at you. Shit. I didn't even look at you. I didn't say a word. Go ahead, Sway. Sorry.
No, I mean personally, I'm decent at it. I don't have a problem. The only issue for me is if I don't like the whole go bag that with you with your homies. I'm not for that, because if I don't want it, I have a hard time actually doing it. But if I want you and I'm trying to bag you, I don't have a hard time approaching you or doing what I need to do and then getting my intentions across. Not like, oh, I'm trying to fuck you right now type of. But you also know I'm not trying to be your friend. You know what I mean? And so I can get that same impression across, in a cold approach, but that takes understanding where you lie with them, and it's a lot of just mind and awareness of the situation. And if most men are aware that, at least if they're believing what the women say, not necessarily by the action, at least believing what they say in our age, these women don't want most of these niggas approach them.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say. You go ahead, Sway. Sorry, my bad.
And if I'm keeping it 1,000, we're talking about the dating apps. The only thing with the dating apps, it's just a solidifier of the biggest fear. Do you like me, or do you find me attractive enough? It's like, do you find me attractive enough? And you swiping right and I'm swiping right pretty much solidifies that interaction, that icebreaker. And now at this point, I just gotta game you and to meet up with you and take you on a date and then do what I need to do. And if I got enough game, I can bag you that night. Or if she a freak, then she probably already won it that night. But it's just like, dating apps. I think personally, I just think older people, as much as they like that ain't approaching, I think it might be a little bit of jealousy, because I feel like if they was our age, they would especially these 300 body type niggas you talking about, i.e., these two niggas right here. Sorry for saying the N-word, Crimson. I apologize. And HQ. But nah, these two brothers up here, yeah, these brothers probably be like 4 times what they had. You know what I'm saying? Because they would just outside the 5 they got to talk to, they got like 40 on the phone. at any given moment if they wanted to, especially if you're talking about a football player like Hamp or whatever Sean was. I don't know, he was gigolo, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? It's just it really just made the game easier. And the unfortunate part, women themselves made it way easier because they bought into this whole sexual liberation thing that, you know, they want to be just like men, the sport fuck like men, and comparing all their actions to men. And at this point, I don't feel sorry for them because this is what they asked for. And we were telling to please them and do what they want and give them what they want. And typically that should make them happy. So if they want a bunch of dick, they just want to be hoes.
Yeah, like one of the hardest like hurdles to jump initially is that initial like physical attraction. So if you on a dating app and she like picks you, you already over like one of the hardest hurdles of the initial interaction anyways.
Yeah. So wait, in person, right? I think it's important to have the right mindset. So for me personally, like if I saw one of these ladies out, I would just want to start a conversation in general. Like for me, it's very important to literally not give a fuck whether it goes left or right. I don't care if you want to connect past this. If you do, great. If you don't, I really don't give a fuck. Because, you know what I'm saying, I was never in need. You know what I'm saying? And so with that in mind, I would just go up and have a conversation. If the conversation leads itself to that, cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't have to shoot, to be honest.
The biggest thing though, Sean, for me, and like I tell my friends, don't do the game shit. Have the conversation, but at some point you got to figure out also how to portray your intentions. That you not about to be her friend and you just want to be used and be another dude on the phone. Like some at some point, like you shouldn't portray that energy. Or if she gives you she understands that energy is coming at you, she's gonna be like, nah, I'm not for it. And you just walk away. Like you said, don't take it for nothing. But I'm not about to sit here and waste my time either. I'm not about to sit here and act like I want to be your friend and try to get friend zone for 10 years and then finally get the coochie. That's not. No.
You know,
I think a lot of men walk themselves into their friend zone.
I think a lot of I did that on purpose though. A lot of times.
Oh, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
Like I walked into that friend zone on purpose. So a lot of times, like as I got older, like I never got phone numbers. I would always get Instagram or social media because I want to see who you are, see who you interact with, see who you know, see how you portray yourself and things like that. And so I really do think as I got older, I think that we were too thirsty to get the coochie. You know what I'm saying? When we were younger. So I really do want to talk to you. Like I can talk to a chick for months and be fine just getting to know her for months. If that lands me in a friend zone, cool. But I don't want to waste my time on resources at all. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather get to know what it is. And if we end up friends, cool. If we don't, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Not the cap.
The only reason we call it game.
Wait, watch. See him. Stop touching buttons. I don't like this. I don't like this man. I don't really like it.
The only reason we call it game is because there's so many different moving components, and that's why we also like to make it as subjective as a conversation. It's just like we know even within that conversation, there's a lot of different things and different thought process and rebuttals that is hidden for a reason. You got to be, if she gonna throw a oop, you got to be able to dunk it and not fumble it. You know what I mean? A lot of times she might set you up with something and you got to come up with something smart or funny or whatever. And even in that conversation, you can't be a lame, boring talker.
Fellas. You know all right, so we said enough, the fellas. So ladies, you consuming this information, right? I generally have great control of my face, but this is not resonating with me that much. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I what are y'all thoughts like on this? You know, I know Sean didn't wait 6 months. Like I just don't, unless he must have just not wanted the girl, right? Like that's what I deduce from that. Because if he wanted her, I somebody sent me a clip of Sean doing you know how we do the role plays. Oh, all right.
That got me in trouble.
Okay. Alleged role play. but it wasn't at all passive. Is all I'm saying.
No, I'm saying I've always had an abundance, so I never had to be pressed because I always had an abundance. Not trying to sound no type of way, but I never. You know what I'm saying? I was never without. You know what I mean? So I ain't have to be pressed.
Okay, so my question is, if you had an abundance, why you waiting 6 months? Like why?
Because it don't matter. It's no different than me telling. It's no different than me telling women that niggas don't. I'm not gonna wait 90 days to get some. You know what I'm saying? It may feel like I was waiting 90 days, but I was just fucking a circle around you in the meantime until you was ready. So I never it didn't matter. Once again, like something was gonna be in my bed at the end of the night anyway. It didn't really make a fucking difference. You know what I mean?
I get that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we ain't on that. We ain't on that 6-month train over here, right? It's just
Yeah,
like,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
So ladies, as you consume this information, what's your overall thought? Like, what do you think? Cheek saying just strike up a conversation. Sean said he had a lot to pick from, so he wasn't pressed, so he could just go up and talk the hug. They could be cool. Whatever happens, right? Black Dawn said in person, not so much, but along them dating apps, you get over the biggest hump, which is often physical attraction. Sway said, he lets his intentions known. He not generally thirsty. But if he want her, he gonna let her know, and that's what he'll do. Hink builds rapport off of dancing with the least attractive woman, which I don't understand. So I just trying to understand. When you guys hear this this information as ladies, I know for some reason somebody hit the stop the cap button. I'm gonna find out who did that shit. But were they off base? And we out.